This podcast is a proud member of the UUOP network.
This is episode 702 of the unofficial Universal Orlando podcast for February 18th, 2026. Hey everyone, welcome to the show. It is me, Lee. I am here with Tracy and Chris, and joining us on the Producers Club Facebook group page, whatever it is, quite a few Producers Club members as we are broadcasting this episode live for the first time in... Chris, I was talking to Tracy before we started recording. I think our 10-year anniversary was the last time we did a live show. Like a live on the internet show.
That's crazy.
Was that with cameras?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was a long time ago.
Wow.
But yes.
I think 720p was like high definition standard at that time.
Right, let's get into it. Tracy, will you kick us off with some Producers Club birthdays?
I
please?
will
I hope some of
indeed.
these are in the group watching.
We are going to start February the 17th with Keith Nettles' birthday. Happy birthday, Keith!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday.
And on the 21st, it's Shakira Drumbaugh's birthday. Happy birthday, Shakira!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Shakira.
And last for this little bunch, on the 22nd of February, it's Barry Foster's birthday. Happy birthday, Barry!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday.
So I'll catch you again later with a few more birthdays.
Anyway, let's kick this off. Of course, it would not be a news show without passing it over to Seth for some little things.
This is Seth Kaburski, co-author of The Unofficial Guides. I'm hoping you had a wonderful Valentine's Day because I am back with a look at all the little things that are new around the Universal Orlando Resort for the middle of February 2026. If you were at the Universal Orlando Resort over February 7th or 8th, you may have noticed large groups of cheerleaders in the resort. America's Cheerleading Cup National Championship was held in sound stages, and the competitors certainly made their presence known throughout the parks. If you'd like a little advanced warning, the next big cheerleading competition will be the Open Championships, which will be held April 25th through 26th, also at Universal. Okay, let's hop inside Universal Studios Florida, where the big news is all about the Mardi Gras celebration. I was lucky enough to be there with the media when Universal's 2026 Mardi Gras celebration kicked off, and I checked back in a week later to see the parade again, since, as you may have heard, there's been some drama with the floats. I'm happy to report that as of this past weekend, almost all of the floats were in the show, and all the floats that were rolling did have people on them throwing beads, which was certainly not the case on opening night. Here's some advice if you are hoping to be one of those folks on the parade floats tossing beads. Free reservations for annual pass holders have completely sold out, and there will be no virtual queue used for parades this year. There might be a standby line, so you can check in at the animal actors prior to the parade to see if that's available. But if you're set on riding a parade float this year, you're going to want to invest in one of those float and dine packages. That's the only way to guarantee it. And even then, there's no guarantees because weather and technical issues can always happen. A few other little things I noticed at Mardi Gras. Be sure to check out all of the bulletin boards inside the tribute store for Easter eggs, especially involving some of the designers. And also look outside of the horror makeup show for a meet and greet with Prince Gator, the adorable offspring of King Gator, who's finally become a walk-around character this year. As far as Mardi Gras merchandise goes, the big little item this year is a Baron Tauntaun shoulder pal. And as far as Mardi Gras food goes, my favorite items that I've tried this year are the flautas from Mexico over at Café La Bamba, and the beef skewer from the China cart outside of the exit of Fast and Furious in San Francisco. On the bad side, I'd avoid the vegan Rasta pasta, and while the pinchos were delicious, I got a piece of pork that was definitely undercooked, so make sure you cut into it before you eat. While I was there for Mardi Gras, I hopped onto a bicycle and took a ride to E.T.'s Green Planet, where I was happy to see that the baby drummer animatronic in the celebration scene towards the end of the E.T. ride, which was out for repairs for a while, is back in the show. However, outside of E.T. in DreamWorks Land, they've taken down the construction walls around where the Shrek splash pad used to be, and the swamp has now been completely paved over. Over at the Wizarding World, the Hogwarts Express is closed for scheduled maintenance until the 24th. And at the exit of the park, the walls have finally been repainted a new, fresher color. See if you can notice the difference. Heading on into Islands of Adventure, the Port of Entry Starbucks is still closed for refurbishment, and refurbishment on the exterior has expanded at the entrance of Confisco, along with a construction scrim being installed in front of the backwater bar bathroom, which makes it look like that project will be a little more extensive than I thought. Cutting through Seuss Landing, looks like the reconstruction of the bridge to Lost Continent is just about complete, with most of the scaffolding now having been removed. The wood has been stained a dark brown color, and you can definitely smell the fresh varnish. In Jurassic Park, the playground portions of Camp Jurassic, which were temporarily closed, have all reopened, but Pteranodon Flyers remains shut down with no reopening date. With all the cold weather we've had lately, I've noticed that they've added a dispenser of hot butterbeer to the ice cream cart in Hogsmeade. And the first Dementor animatronic in Forbidden Journey, which was frozen for a while, is now moving again. However, the bridge between the Hogwarts Castle and Jurassic Park is completely closed off for what looks like some major renovations. So you're going to have to take the long way around through Lost Continent and past the Velocicoaster for the foreseeable future. And if you thought you could avoid the Mardi Gras celebrations by going to Islands of Adventure, you were wrong, because Mardi Gras merch has taken over the All Hallows shop in Lost Continent, and in the evenings, team members are walking around IOA handing out Mardi Gras beads. A quick note for any polar bears heading out to Volcano Bay. The water park will be going cashless as of February 25th, so be sure to bring your credit card or be prepared to put your cash onto a debit card using the ATM provided. Finally, we will end by exiting through City Walk, where Antojitos and Jimmy Buffett will be celebrating National Margarita Day on February 21st and 22nd. On Friday and Saturday nights, Hard Rock Cafe has been opening up its rooftop for a DJ dance party. This is your chance to get a look inside the VIP Lenin Room. And when you visit the Cursed Coconut Club, which is currently open Wednesdays through Sundays for Mardi Gras, be sure to visit all 3 bars for 3 completely different menus. I especially recommend the upstairs, where you might run into the proprietor, Louis, and check out the TV screen showing a news program where you might notice some familiar faces from local theater. Take note that when you head back down from the upper level of City Walk towards the parking area, you're going to have to either walk the long way or take the elevator, because the escalator down is currently under repair. And last but certainly not least, I am happy to report that the bead tree is back. As you take the moving sidewalks back towards the parking garage from City Walk, look off to your right for that iconic tree covered in folks' Mardi Gras beads. All right, that'll wrap it up for this time. As always, I am Seth Kaburski, and you can find my unofficial guide to Universal Orlando 2026 edition at theunofficialguides.com. And I'll see you again in a couple weeks with more little things from around the Universal Orlando Resort.
So, Chris, as our resident Volcano Bay visitor, do you find it strange that Volcano Bay is going cashless now after getting rid of Tapu Tapu?
Yeah, that's very weird. Like, I think it's just weird to go cashless overall. I get why, because it's a water park and your money's wet, I guess. But it's a very odd move.
It's strange that they got rid of Tapu Tapu, which one of the big advantages of having Tap to Pay was not having to take money or your credit card or anything like that in. Then they get rid of it and then go cashless. And I understand going cashless. Tracy and I talked about it a lot during the pandemic, that we genuinely believed that time was going to be the death of cash. It wasn't, but
No, but it's definitely impacted it immensely.
yeah, massively.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a weird one. I mean, the Tapu Tapu thing, that in general is an odd move as well. Because it was like one of the main draws as well for that park. And we thought it was going to go everywhere.
Well,
and instead it just died over there.
We thought it would be the test. We'll test it out here because it makes the most sense.
Yeah, we all predicted that would just then roll out.
And then kind of challenge Disney's Magic Band, and they haven't at all. And honestly, I'm kind of happy with that, to be fair. I don't think Universal need it.
No.
I don't think so. I mean, I think the failure of that, just to touch on the Tapu Tapu, maybe they were afraid to push forward into that because, we've all read the stuff back in the day when they were creating the Magic Bands and how much money Disney pumped into Magic Bands, lost a crap ton of money until they got the tech right. And maybe just Universal didn't want to go down that path and let it die off.
That's fair.
I honestly don't see a benefit of having something like that at Universal. I've never been to Universal in our last 3 trips and thought, do you know what I really need now is some sort of thing on my wrist to make everything better. Because the apps, actually, we've complained for nearly 10 years when doing this podcast about the app being absolutely terrible. And I think it does everything you need it to do now. So it negates needing a wearable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but if you're in a water park...
That's what I'm saying. Other than... It makes sense for the water park, but I mean, I'm talking about rolling it out to all the parks. It's not necessary. But yeah, for Volcano Bay, it's still a very strange one.
I'm a bit over that one.
Producers, there is a bonus episode coming out in the next week or so of Chris trying a lot of the food at Mardi Gras. Chris, there was a hot take in there that Seth didn't like something that you were a 10 out of 10 for.
But I've also heard other people didn't like it, which is interesting.
Well, the other hot take too was he loved something that I said was absolute trash.
Wow.
So I'm specifically talking about the Rasta pasta, which you guys loved.
He said
the vegan Rasta
the same
pasta.
One? The vegan one. I don't think we tried that.
Oh, I assumed it was the same.
Is it the same? I mean,
I don't know. You've been. What's the difference?
I think there's only one version.
There's only one, so I guess that is the one.
Vegan.
Yeah, because you gave it a 10. You literally said on that episode that if you could have put that and the jerk chicken together, it would have been an 11 out of 10.
No. That's what we did, and that's what it was. We bought both, put it together in one bowl, and it was phenomenal. Like the Jamaica booth is 10 out of 10. But it's weird because he also loved that meat stick from China, and that
looks amazing.
I don't even like talking about it because it grosses me out.
I dread to think where the comments in the chat are going right now after Chris used the word meat stick, but all right.
No, let me clarify. The meat just didn't feel good in my mouth.
Okay. Wow.
The texture was off.
Right.
Does that help?
Not really, but anyway. I will go back. Prince Gator is the cutest meat ever.
I am so gutted I'm not there to see Prince Gator.
Earl Squirrel, you can step aside, buddy, because there's a new king in town, even though he's a prince. That Prince Gator is amazing.
Is there a plush?
We've got King
one. Gator.
No, I think that's not the same one.
That's King Gator.
Oh.
So I need Prince Gator to be with his father at the top of our stairs.
Did you meet him at all, Chris?
Yeah, we were standing in the corner with a bunch of other producers that were there, and he just kind of popped out, and so we took a picture with him.
Did he now? Christopher,
I
please
will
stop feeding, fueling that fire.
I've got to edit this somehow. It is I love their sort of original meet and greet characters that they're pumping out at the moment are top notch. Like so good.
They really are.
By the way, the costume itself looks phenomenal. Like it's even better in person.
Really,
there's a lot of detail they put into. Oh yeah, it was really cool. And like we had it during kind of sunset, so the sun was just kind of glaring at it at just the right way, and like the scales are kind of glittery. Yeah. It's really cool.
It is awesome.
Definitely recommend it.
I am so
I know.
gutted we're not there.
The plan is next year. Also, those Baron Tonton shoulder pals are one of the cutest things as well.
It's like I have not got enough shoulders for the amount of shoulder pals I have.
It's funny, isn't it? Because I feel like Michelle would be all over that, but she's not a Mardi Gras girl.
I find that so strange as well.
Weird, isn't it?
I think we should sack her.
It's very odd.
I mean, she's not here as well.
I mean,
so
look, everyone, you want to read between the lines? No, she's not.
No,
it's fine.
Wait.
Yeah, it's funny.
By the way, she said sack, guys, just in case that didn't go through right.
Wow. Hopefully the captions picked it up properly. Again, we're going to get to a lot. It's good to see the bead tree back. We're going to get to a lot of this later. There's not a lot going on right now.
I mean, the bead tree never actually leaves, does it? It's an actual tree. People are going to create a bead tree somewhere.
They stopped people doing it for quite a while, though, didn't they?
People still did it, though.
Yeah.
I understand it.
People doing what they want.
Some poor bugger's job.
It wasn't its full glory, is what you're saying.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Right. Anything else anyone wants to pick up?
We'll talk more about Mardi Gras.
Oh, yeah. Well.
The hot butterbeer after watching...
oh, my God. Tyler Pugh's video.
I can't believe how cold that was, because we worked out it was what,
-8. He said the feels like it was -8.
With the wind chill, yeah, it was like -8 C. That's mental. It doesn't get that cold here.
It's been colder in Orlando than it has been up north, up here. We haven't. Yeah. I don't think we've gone below 0.
No, we haven't.
And
I know you're not a fan of the cold in Orlando because you always want to have like that heat, but my God, was it amazing just to go there and have a jacket on.
The novelty.
It was so nice.
That's our normal
life.
Like
the last day of our trip, it warmed up a little bit. It was down in the 60s, and the slightest bit of sweat got on my forehead. I'm like, this sucks.
See, I don't. That's why we're not used to that heat. We don't get that heat here. So
sometimes it's too hot for me.
It's such a part of my nostalgia of going to Florida, of being hot as balls, that when it isn't, it's I don't feel like I'm. This is going to be one of my biggest issues with the park opening in Bedford. It's not going to feel like Universal because it's going to be cold and miserable most of the time.
Probably, yeah.
It's going to be weird. Like having that disconnect is going to be so strange.
Yeah, and over here, you don't want to go on the sunny days because that's when everybody goes.
No, I do find it strange. Chris, I don't know how you feel about this. Get completely off topic. It surprises me that a lot of the rides go down when it's cold. So one of Tyler Pugh had this list of things he wanted to do in the park on this cold day, and one of them was ride Velocicoaster, and it was down for a good 4 hours because it has to be above a certain temperature. And yet we've got parks in Europe where you can go and watch videos of them bombing around in the snow. And I don't understand.
In Germany.
We didn't have this conversation, right? Because I had this same conversation with somebody else.
No, it wasn't. I don't think it was us.
No?
I haven't spoken to anybody in
My
weeks.
best guess is that the metals used to create the coasters are different. Right?
Yeah,
so maybe it's more expensive to create a coaster that doesn't warp under lower temps. And they're not going to spend that money in a park in Orlando that will not get there 9.99 out of 10 times. That's the only thing I can think of. Because, I mean, even when I used to go up to, God, where'd I go? I think I went years ago to Dollywood, and it was this wintertime, and all the coasters were down there because it was like under a certain temp. Same exact reason, right?
Johnny's just said it there. Yeah, Dollywood closes rides in cold weather too. Johnny's just said that. Yeah. Strange, isn't it? It's very, but that makes a lot of sense.
I suppose you with extreme heat and extreme cold, you'll have probably metals may have different. I don't know.
Yeah, actually, maybe it's built more for extreme heat.
Don't build these. Yeah,
that's a good point.
I wonder
so they create the metal depend on the environment.
I wonder if our guest next week may know more about that, but we'll ask him. He's not
Potentially.
more into courses and stuff, but he might know.
I'm also very bummed that I just found out about this Hard Rock Cafe rooftop thing.
Oh, I'm sure you are, yes.
I would have loved to have gone up there, but
Yeah.
not in the
Cool.
cards.
Right, moving on. Tracy, our last lot of producers' birthdays for this one. Please.
Yes. We have 2 sets of birthday twins. So we're going to kick off on the 25th with Dan Chapman's birthday. Happy birthday, Dan!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Dan.
And it's also David Fuller's birthday that day. Happy birthday, David!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday.
I've seen David forever.
I know. And then on the 27th, birthday twins again, but weirdly,
Oh, yeah.
both called Nicole. How strange is that? So who knows? Who's who? Have we ever seen them in a room together? This is what we have to ask people.
No.
So first up, it's Nicole Hubb's birthday. Happy birthday, Nicole!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday.
And it's also Nicole White's birthday. Happy birthday, Nicole!
Happy birthday!
Feliz cumpleaños, Nicole.
Awesome. Well, I hope you all have fantastic birthdays, and I wish you lots and lots and lots of cake.
Cool.
That'll do it.
Okay. Normally, this would be where we do Which Corn Gets Your Moan. The theme tune has been made.
Oh, it has. We haven't heard it.
We
but
have it. I
has.
have it sat in my inbox. I have been
Wait,
told.
are we going to play right now?
No, because I want the person that created it wants all of us to hear it at the same time, so we might
And
have
wants
to
to
wait.
be there. Yeah.
He was hyping it up this past weekend.
Oh, he
so.
said he thinks he's nailed it. So yeah, it's killing
Pardon the
me.
pun.
Yeah.
Yo deseo ir a México.
Where can our vacation wizards take you? Just tap the port key at portkeyvacations.com and let the magic begin.
Right. So let's get to the main event. Universal Mardi Gras International Flavours of Carnival began on Saturday, February 7th and runs daily through Saturday, April 4th, bringing the spirit of New Orleans and Carnival celebrations around the globe to the heart of Universal Studios, Florida.
Live performances by top names in music on select nights at the Music Plaza stage. The festivities kicked off with Cascade on February the 7th, Portugal Le Mans on February the 14th, and continue next week with Ivy Queen on February the 15th and Joey Fatone, and AJ McLean on February 21st.
Wow. Chris, you went to the Cascade. I've never heard of him. I assume it's a him, them.
Yeah, it's a DJ.
Okay.
Maybe producer. It was a lot of fun. We totally forgot there was even a concert going on that day. And so when we saw the crowds building up, we're like, hey, cool, let's go do this.
Awesome.
We had a fantastic time. Like, it was just a giant party. It played a bunch of like old EDM songs that most people know because they're like radio hits.
Yes.
Nice.
And it was high energy. It was a lot of fun. We really enjoyed ourselves. And it was also hilarious seeing, because we were kind of on the side towards the back where there was more space, because not trying to go out there and mosh pit, right?
Too old for that now.
But it was hilarious because there was a bunch of like moms around us. I remember like one there with her maybe couple-month-old baby wrapped around her chest, and she's just jumping up and down and like dancing. It was a show within a show.
I've told Alexa to stop doing that with Lucas.
I know. But yeah, no, it was great.
Cool. It's one of those things. I want to do an episode. We haven't done one, and I said this to Tracy. We haven't done our bucket list episode for a long time. And I feel like our bucket lists, some of those things would have ticked off at this point, and we've probably got some new ones. And I think seeing a concert at Universal is one of mine, because we haven't.
No.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I will say one other thing that just came to mind right now is it did feel a little off. Having gone many, many years to concerts and have a ton of photos without Rip Ride Rockin' in the background, it just felt different.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess it would.
Yeah.
It adds a little extra lighting and vibe.
Yeah. Okay. Feel more like an actual concert. Like you've gone to a venue rather than being in a theme park, I guess, without the coaster behind it. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. An expansive menu of more than 40 sampler-sized items inspired by Carnival, celebrations from Puerto Rico to France to Austria and more, plus New Orleans favorites. Some of the delectable items guests can enjoy this year include the highly anticipated baked Cajun mac and cheese and fluffy beignets from New Orleans, Verlasso salmon from Chile, the ham, brie, and berry crepe from France, Vienna-style pork schnitzel from Austria, pinchos de lechon from Puerto Rico, and so much more. The best way to save and savor the flavors of this year's culinary delights is with the purchase of the Universal Orlando Resort Food and Beverage Card, where guests can pay $65 for a $75 value. Annual and seasonal pass holders also receive special savings on an exclusive $150 card, which can be purchased for $120.
And you got 2 of those, did you not? Or did you get more?
I did. Oh, got more than that. we ate a lot.
Oh,
Good.
People in the Producers Club, as I've already said, there is an episode coming out of Chris and Alexa and a few other people randomly popping in, sampling most of the food over that weekend. Chris, give us your highlights. Give us your top 3 and your bottom 2.
The bottom 2 is easy. Top 3, I speak about it in the recording. Jamaica was amazing. We had that Rasta pasta and the jerk chicken, put it together. We also had the rum punch there.
Okay.
Which I love drinking drinks, but a lot of the drinks at the booths sometimes are over-sweetened or it's just
Horror Nights
not
drinks.
my jam. Yeah, exactly. And this one, they hit it like on the mark. It was very well balanced. It tasted delicious. We had it twice. Was going to have it a third time, but they ran out. Highly recommend it. So I would say those are some of the best. Oh, one other favorite is the picanha from Brazil, the steak pieces. It was, they knocked it out of the park. For me, we had a huge complaint about them when they were there. I don't know if it was last year or 2 years ago. It was way overpriced and way underportioned. I think it was almost $20.
Wow.
And it was like 2 or 3 little pieces. Yeah, it was ridiculous.
I remember, yes.
Especially, yeah, you remember that year. It was
I do.
insane. Like we got it once and that's it. Because I'm like, we go to restaurants here at home that we can get an entire steak for that, right?
Yes.
They lowered the price. So it's with discount. It was like $13, up the portions. And the flavor was just killer. Like it was really good.
Yeah. I'm glad they listened then.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. It's weird them going down in price. That is such an odd thing to see, but
Especially
maybe
at a
they
theme
just weren't
park.
selling enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we watched, was it Jackie Super Enthused video? And I know you and Alexa mentioned it in that bonus episode that the smokers or the grills and that are like next to the booth, so you can actually see them cooking. The salmon's the one that really jumps out.
Oh,
I
that
remember.
looks amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's they definitely seem to have stepped the game up from even from last year, from obviously not having been, but listen to you guys and watch some vlogs. It definitely seems like they're stepping their food game up for Mardi Gras this year massively. They need to, because Horror Nights for me was not great this year. I was very disappointed with a lot. Last year, oh, good. Yeah. I was very disappointed with a lot of the stuff that we tried at Horror Nights last year.
I seem to have wiped that from
like
memory.
I had mentioned it's way more hits than misses at Mardi Gras.
That's good.
And just a hit on 2 bottom ones. I mentioned it earlier. And I forgot the formal name of it, but the meat stick from the China booth, which was like, we were very, we were looking forward to it because one of the things we loved the most was the Szechuan chicken.
Yes.
From a couple of years back. Insane amount of heat, but flavor. It was incredible. It even changed the way things tasted after you had the chicken. And so we saw meat and we saw...
Craig Lucas dying in the chat after that comment.
I'm sure. There's a lot of meat references here.
Yes, there is.
So we saw meat and we saw Szechuan. We're like, hell yes. And we got it. And it was just for us, it was a massive fail. The flavors are not there. It's kind of just like a sprinkle of Szechuan spice, which has nothing.
Just to jump in, it's the China Mala beef skewer seasoned with spicy Szechuan glaze.
Ours didn't even have glaze. It was literally a powder. It was very bad. I even think ours wasn't cooked properly because it didn't. I was expecting skewers, like pieces of steak or whatever. It just tasted like meat formations. It's pretty bad. So I got to talk to Seth about that because I don't know what he had.
Moving on, we've already talked about it a little bit. A fun new meet and greet with the arrival of Prince Gator, the son of the fan favourite King Gator, who is brought to life year after year as a float in the Mardi Gras parade. Guests of all ages can meet. I don't know why they need to put that. It's like, you're under 3, you can't meet Prince Gator. Get out of the way.
Yeah.
You're over 60. No.
Very strange.
Disappear.
Interact and take photos with him throughout the season at the Wave outside of Universal Orlando's Horror Makeup Show. Again, we've already talked about it. He would be top of my list of one of them. I'm not a huge meet and greet person, but he's just
But that
it
one
looks
you have
amazing.
to. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So there's an all-new Mardi Gras tribute store featuring elaborately themed rooms inspired by the neon glow of Baron Tonton's Roadhouse. It looks awesome. The winding pathways of the boroughs of New Orleans and the colourful and vibrant energy of the French Quarter. As guests make their way through the retail space, they can shop this year's expansive collection of merchandise that is bigger, brighter and bolder than ever before. Signature items include a Baron Tonton shoulder pal, headband and apparel. Neon-infused items designed to celebrate the lively streets and beignet keychains and plush keepsakes.
It still amazes me that they managed to come up with different themes for these tribute stores year on year. Because, like, Horror Nights, I feel like, is an easy one. Because you've got whatever the theme is that year, you can do it. You could do it to a specific IP or an original or whatever. Because that changes every year. Mardi Gras it's the same thing every year, and yet they still come up with a different theme every year. Blows my mind. It's the same with the holidays. Like, Christmas is Christmas. It's always the same.
Yeah.
And yet they come up with different ones all the time.
This is why these people are hired.
Well, I guess.
Yeah, this is what they're good at.
Chris, thoughts?
We went through the tribute store once, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Yeah, like you said, they somehow managed to kind of switch things up to make it new and fresh every time. And I honestly, it was nice. We enjoyed it. I recommend it.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with Nicholas Costa in the group chat. Last year's HHN tribute store was ass. It really was. It was terrible.
It was terrible.
It was terrible. It was the one in the Mummy extent.
Going in there.
Oh no!
It was in Sahara Traders, and then it was terrible.
It was just a black warehouse.
Yeah, it really
We didn't even
was.
know you were in it.
No, it was awful.
It did not feel like a tribute store.
Not at all.
It just felt like a shed on the side of the shop.
I mean, I'm going to go back to 2015, where it was in the Aftermath store at Twister, which is a tiny, where the Tonight Shop is now. It's only a small space. That was a better tribute store, and that was the first one they ever did than the one from last year. Tracy doesn't even remember it.
I don't
even remember that. What, 2015?
2015. So it was the anniversary year, because they had the big Cadillac, like the caretaker's Cadillac. They had the bike that was, the hell.
Right, yes, yes, okay.
The Thingy Queen's bike. What's she called?
We just watched it.
I know, Chris. The Queen that came back like 2 or 3 years ago. What's she called? Was in
Nightmare Queen?
No.
Hell Queen?
No.
Someone from Horror Nights, like
an icon from like 20 years ago, and then came back like 2 or 3 years ago in the Central Park Scare Zone. Someone in the group chat, please tell me what she's called.
The
Terror Queen. There
Terror
you
Queen.
go. We both got it at the same time. Thank you. Yes. That was a better...
Yeah, Terror and Derek got it at the same time.
That was a better tribute store than last year's. But anyway, yeah, this year's looks... Again, I'm not a huge fan of the tribute stores. They're all right. They're cool.
Oh, I like them.
But I'm not going to spend a ton of time in there.
No, I never get to spend
enough
time in there.
It's still, yeah, right.
Yeah, I'm not going to... It's not like I'm not going to... Every time I go to Mardi Gras or every time I go to Horror Nights, multiple days, I'm going to go through it. I might go through it once, and then I might go through it before we leave, and that's about it.
But there are also things that I'm not going to do during the event itself. They're daytime things.
Horror Nights is a different...
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but for the others, but I love they do it. Why? Like, they don't have to. They don't have to theme the store. People are still going to buy the hell out of the stuff, but I love that it's become a massive thing.
Honestly, even if you don't buy anything, it's just a good walkthrough attraction, let's call it.
Yeah, I completely agree. And let's be honest, even if it's Mardi Gras Christmas, it still kind of feels like a Horror Nights tribute store. There's usually a smell of Horror Nights in there.
I won't say that. We're live.
I remember walking into the one when we came over for Mardi Gras, funnily enough, and we walked in, it was all that sort of graveyard, New Orleans-y vibe, and we walked in and went, it feels like Horror Nights in here.
Was that the year that it was freezing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Not as cold as this time, apparently.
No.
But it was
bloody cold.
Yeah,
funnily enough.
Florida said, hold my beer or my meth or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, the guest we've got on next week has a connection to that trip, but we'll leave that there.
Okay.
That's true, yeah.
UUOP is brought to you by the Producers Club. Join today and get bonus episodes, the chance to be a guest host, birthday shoutouts on air, be part of our awesome Facebook community, and more. Head over to uuop.supercast.com to subscribe. Shameless plug.
All right. A dazzling Mardi Gras parade featuring a collective of 12 beautifully handcrafted floats designed to celebrate the vibrant spirit of New Orleans. From its food, music, and beads to the bayou. Plus, guests can catch beads by the handful, enjoy energetic street performers, and live music as the parade winds down the streets of Universal Studios, Florida. Guests can also elevate their experience and secure a spot to ride a float during the Mardi Gras parade with the purchase of the Mardi Gras Float Ride and Dine experience, which also includes a savory 3-course meal.
Hang on, it must be a savoury 3-course meal, so you can't have a dessert then.
It's starter, main, and starter.
Sorry, guys, but that's what you've said. You have to have 2 mains. You can't have a dessert.
Dessert's like a beef stew.
Sounds good to me.
It's something Seth mentioned, and something I want to bring up here, that he said all the free float riding things have gone now. He said sold out, but they're obviously free, so you're not paying for them, right? And they're not doing a virtual queue. So I wonder how well in advance they know how many. So for any given night, bear in mind that the Mardi Gras parade only used to be on, like, was it just the weekend? I think originally it was only like, was it Friday, Saturday, and Sunday nights? And then
I don't remember it being every night.
I don't remember.
No, it wasn't, because I think the year we came over was the first year they started doing it every day. So I wonder, if they don't have enough ride and dine packages to fill those parade floats, I wonder if it's still an option for them to open spaces up to just regular park guests, and how you would find that out. Or do you think they would just go, do you know what, let's just leave it?
Well, surely they could just send people out into the park saying, hey, are you staying for the duration? Do you want to be on a float?
They used to do that.
Honestly, with the amount of pass holders and people that know about this, they don't even have to advertise open spots. I'm sure tons of people are passing by animal actors asking, hey, do you got any float spots?
Probably, yeah.
But also to that point, I mean, they had, we mentioned it to you before, but the whole issue with the floats and not having all the floats out and having a lot of empty floats. So that first night, there was only, God, what was it? Was it?
Yeah, we watched Jackie Super Enthusiast's video, and it was weird that there was so many of them, like, with no people on.
Yeah, they kicked out all the pass holders from the floats. So the only people you saw there were ride and dine people, which was weird, but they sent out floats without people on there. So that tells me they don't care. Like, they will send floats without. So if they have to fill up a spot, do they really have to? I mean, they could have done that with ease if that was the issue. So
from a guest perspective, I think it would make such a difference to the overall atmosphere of that parade if you got, because I know you said it on that bonus episode with Alexa, that they didn't even seem to spread them out. Like, it wasn't like 2 empty ones and then beads and then 2 empty ones and then beads. It was like 2 lots of beads and then 3 empty ones and then some beads. They didn't space it out, which if you space it out, it wouldn't be as noticeable.
I'm not going to say too much because I don't know what I'm allowed to say, but there's a reason why some of those parade vehicles were empty.
Well, Chris, you've said it yourself, haven't you, what you thought was the reason?
This is just from reading on different Facebook groups. And Tracy, I don't know what you have or heard or can say, but from what I read, it was basically they didn't pass inspections.
Yep.
So
it was a health and safety issue.
They kicked off the pass holders. But here, the weird thing is this, right? They kicked out all the pass holders. I would be livid if that happened to me, right? You can argue, well, it's a free thing, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. What if I got this spot that I tried so hard to get, I don't live in town. I made an entire trip for this and I'm getting kicked off because they have to kick everybody else off. Right. So you have that side of the argument. There were 6 floats there were floats that were missing and then floats that had nobody on there. It is so weird how different the vibe is on the streets without beads. Like that is now in my mind, it's 50% or more of that parade. Yeah. Because we've seen those floats multiple times it's the beads, it's the yelling, it's the,
it's the interaction. It's that meeting of eyes. Yeah, it's that meeting of eyes of you as a guest on the float and the guests on the street. It's such a symbiotic thing for the atmosphere of that whole parade.
See, could there not be some sort of backup, like hand carts that have got beads in? And you've got...
I think they kind of did in the end, or didn't they, Chris? Did they they had people... Like they give
walking along and
some of the team members and then the still performers and stuff later. I don't think that was the same night, was it?
No. Well, yes, not as much as that night. So that first night where this all just happened, last minute, they had some people giving out beads. The next night, it was way more people giving out beads.
Mm-hmm.
They were essentially giving out all the beads they would have given from a float, because you had team members with their wrists full of the beads that have the paper wrapper, right? Like a full set, tons of them on their arms. And the street performers just kept on grabbing them from them and throwing out to the audience.
It's weird. Becky's just said as well, there was no confetti on the from the float either.
No, we all collect the confetti.
She did point that out. Yep.
Yeah, it's strange.
It was weird.
I wonder,
and especially I want to complain because it's so weird to me that they didn't have this ready. This is not the first time you've done Mardi Gras.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, you should have everything down to a T at this point.
So to play devil's advocate, and then this, Chris, by the fact that it seems like they didn't have a backup that first night, but seemed to have it more together the second night, I wonder if something's happened literally last minute and they've just panicked and just sent it out. And then, because that would make sense then if by the second night they're like, right, whatever the issue is, we know what the issue is now. It's going to get sorted, but right now let's send extra people out with beads. Let's give beads to the street performers and the still performers and stuff. I wonder if whatever's happened had happened like literally at the last minute.
It's possible. Again, they had floats without people on there. The best guess that people had is it didn't pass inspection.
Yeah.
Right. So you can drive this float down the street, but it's not passed inspection or certified
to have
that's something. Yeah.
Standing on there.
Yeah.
And then there's the ones that didn't go out. I wonder if it's been like mechanical malfunction or something like that. I mean, it might have just been an entire storm that first night.
I tell you what I do find weird. So we were there this time 6 years ago, was when we were out for Mardi Gras, right? And we watched that parade and it was dark. When we watched the parade, we watched Jackie Super Enthused video and it was dark when that parade was going on. It was not dark when we rode that parade.
No, we were on it, no.
I don't understand.
It was... because we saw the sun go down because I got dazzled.
No, it wasn't. It was still light when we walked down to the water taxis to go over to Sapphire Falls.
It was dark when we came in.
Who's in this group?
I guarantee it was dark.
Because... Tracy, go.
I was saying, I guarantee a specific point it was dark because that kid found out, don't speak to somebody like that, because he still has the imprint of those beads.
It was still light when we were walking across.
It was in the dark then.
No.
Well, do you think maybe your mind is thinking of us? We spent a lot of time in the backstage getting ready,
we did.
And that was all.
No, because we met
daylight.
Because we did a meetup at Sapphire Falls that night, and a lot of people who came to that meetup met us off the float. There was Kurt Gombar, there was Chuck Schaller, I think Kenneth and Gary Pounds were there. I can't remember if I forget who else.
Right.
It was 6 years ago, and we walked. I remember talking to Chuck about something.
But you don't remember what you said half an hour ago.
It was, and it was still light. Anyway,
right. Who in the producers club is actually in Florida
now?
Yeah. Chris, you're as close as can be.
No, Chris lives in Florida.
I know, but I don't know whether there's like a time differential. I know there is.
I think Amy lives in Florida.
But what I'm thinking is, right, so what time now, this time of the year, like now, today, what time will it get dark? Because it's the same time of year.
Chris doesn't know.
I'm looking at my weather app here.
I'll be honest, I don't remember what
Sunset's
time.
at 6:14.
There we go.
Oh, but what time does the parade start? What time did the parade start? Anyway, this is a absolutely irrelevant conversation right now.
It's only irrelevant because you're losing.
It's not, I don't. In my mind, it was light when we started to walk over to the water taxis when I was tired. It certainly wasn't dark. Was John and Becky were there, weren't they? I can't remember.
Let's take a poll. Is Lee losing his mind, yes or no?
Oh, I mean, the answer is absolutely yes, I can tell you that.
So Whitney's just said she could be wrong, but perhaps there was ice forming because it was so cold.
Oh.
That is a really good observation.
But then surely it
so
would
Amy
be
said
some
about
and not
5:45, so about 5:45. So yes, it would have been
I don't
dark.
remember it being dark. I think it was light when we got off those.
You're light.
Why don't you come down
Yeah,
and
let's
try it again?
I'd love to. I'd love to, Chris.
Come on, we can be on the next flight.
Yeah.
Anyway, overall,
that simple.
Chris, are you planning on going to Mardi Gras? Is this your one and done trip?
I love you, Turner.
Possibly. There may be one more trip in March, but that's up in the air for right now.
So as of right now, then, rating out of 10 for Mardi Gras overall, 2026. Compared to previous
that weekend,
years. Yeah.
I would say I would give it a solid. I'd give it a 7, and only because of the parade.
Really?
Because music,
the
concert
parade
was phenomenal.
would have been better. I see what you're saying.
Yeah. The parade was 100% like full capacity, whatever you want to call it. Then I would have bumped it up to, a 9 maybe, because we had so much good food and drinks, and we didn't even talk about it, but the Coconut Club, that was a lot of fun too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, because I know you were talking to our mutual friend in there, because I messaged her straight after and I said, I see Chris has been pestering you again. And she was like, it was so good to see him again.
She is so sweet.
She really
and she
is.
Literally, what I love about her is like she will just talk to you. She's literally like another version of me. She just will not stop talking. And so I don't stop talking. She doesn't stop talking. We're there for quite a while. But yeah, we had a really good time in there. All 3 bars have different menus, which was kind of fun.
Yes.
And then also
you have to go to all 3 bars.
Anybody,
yeah, well, because Seth said they're all different menus.
I've seen the menus. Obviously, I'm not, there's
Yeah.
another show you could listen to hear all about that.
yeah, the other thing, which I really want to go back to check out, is the Speakeasy.
Yes.
Because last year we had the Speakeasy. And so I was asking one of the bartenders, I'm like, hey, is there a Speakeasy? Like, not right now, but it may be coming back. And later on, we go and find out that it is coming back.
Yeah, that's good.
So the Speakeasy is going to be here. I have the dates. Hold on.
I think she told me as well, actually, when I was talking to her when it was.
Where the
April
hell are these
9th.
dates?
It's opening April 9th. It will
Okay,
be the
there you go.
600 block
April
will be
9th
opening
to
April 9th.
August 20-something. Basically, they're opening it from the end of Mardi Gras all the way till the beginning of Halloween Horror Nights, which is kind of smart because they don't want to cannibalize like the Coconut Club and all that. And they want to give you something for the summertime.
Yeah.
I am so looking forward to checking this out because she had mentioned that she actually has a budget this year. So there's going to be a lot of cool stuff they're doing there. She also mentioned we are getting a retro themed Coconut Club and like 90s-ish retro.
Oh,
so
yes.
see how that goes.
You were telling me that. It's so cool. Yeah. Like when we bumped into her at Horror Nights, I was like, she's not going to know who the hell I am. And I was like, hiya. And she's like, oh, Lee, so good to see you. And I'm like, oh my God, how do you know who I am? Yeah, but yes, you're right. She's just such a nice person. Yeah. Yeah, shout out to Laura. She's awesome.
What I love about her as well, and it shows in the work and products that she gives, is she is so passionate about them. The way she speaks about them,
yes,
it is coming from a place of like, this is her creative outlet. And she was just, again, when she's telling us about that, normally I'm trying to pull information out of people, right? She was just like,
telling
check all this out. Yeah. And like just glowing about it.
Yeah.
And honestly, just her talking about it, I'm like, I don't normally come during the summertime, but I am going to make an effort to check this out because it sounds awesome.
She did that with us for Horror Nights. Like we literally, I said, I introduced her, and she's like, oh yeah, it's good to see you, blah blah, and then started showing us like all the frat pictures up the wall of like, this is so and so, and this is someone else, and I'm like, okay, this is cool as hell.
She's so awesome.
Yeah. She's awesome. Yeah, I love how
it was all the staff, wasn't it? That were in the pictures.
Yeah, you can tell people like that. It makes such a difference that they just have a passion for the job, and it comes across. It's people like Mike Aiello, people like Laura, Laura Sauls. These people who live and breathe Universal. They're the people that make the difference,
without a doubt.
Yeah.
And if you do go to Coconut Club, make sure to go to the second floor to see if you can catch the. They have some cool animatronic stuff or moving stuff. Not even animatronic. Let me take that back. There's some moving stuff and voodoo going on the second floor, which is fun to watch. But then you also have a roaming character. I forgot the name off the top of my head because the bar upstairs is actually I have it here. It's Louis's last call, and there is a Louis.
Yes, I've heard about him. Yes,
walk around character. We took pictures. I can put up a picture later.
That's awesome.
And he kind of looks like a vampire hunter because he has like a long trench coat and like an eye patch thing. And he is so good at being who he is. Like we were just messing around with him saying like, oh, what's your favorite drink? And he just goes off the cuff and just bam, just everything you ask. He's like, yeah, here's a story on that. Yeah. And he was so good. So
we have said
try to catch him.
Those improv performers at Universal are some of the best ever. I still want to go back to our... God, what was it even called?
I don't know what you
Scare Actor Dining at Horror Nights in 2019.
That was phenomenal.
The Dr. Frankenstein and the ego in there were amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Incredibly inappropriate, but amazing.
That's true.
Cool. Right. Well, that's going to wrap up the podcast. Thanks, Chris, for taking one of the team and going to Mardi Gras because the rest of us can't.
It's
rough, but I did it.
Don't forget, we want to thank everyone in the Producers Club for joining us. It's been an interesting... If you are listening to this and you weren't watching it live, go in and have a listen and watch the comments because not for the faint of heart.
We do not... Well, yeah.
Let's just leave it at that. Anyway, don't forget, we want you to try the 3 cones at Epic Universe's Isle of Burke and rate each one of them out of 5 and send those recordings to us at podcast@uuopodcast.com for this year's listener interactive debate, which is which cone makes you mourn. And of course, we will see you back here next week as we are joined by our good friend, Mr. Blake Braswell, and we're going to chat to him about his visit to the Universal theme parks, the exhibit at the Franklin Institute. I'm quite excited.
Me too.
See ya.
That's the end of another Stella episode of UUOP. Use the Flu Network to give you access to us on Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, TikTok, and Pinterest. Just search UUO Podcast. And check out our blog at uuopodcast.com for everything else. Send your owls to us at podcast@uuopodcast.com. And if you want to join the Producers Club, jump down the warp pipe at uuop.supercast.com. It's alive on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and everywhere else that podcasts are found. So please subscribe, rate, and review wherever you can. Dragons aren't the only way to get around. Email Michelle at portkeyvacations.com. She can take care of all aspects of your next Universal Orlando vacation. Listen to them, the children of the night, the children of the UUOP network, Rush of Fear Halloween Horror Nights podcast, the theme park duo for all your West Coast news and info, the Taste of Universal, Universal Orlando Food Podcast, Portkey Passport, an adult-centric Disney podcast, the unofficial Universal Great Britain podcast, and Big Dumb Stuff, our comedy, pop culture, and themed entertainment podcast. Make sure to subscribe and come back next week because in the end, it turns out all we needed was a little more of this.